All right, everybody. Welcome back. Just want to say hello to everybody. Been busy, busy, busy. What brings me to YouTube today? Well, actually, what I wanted to talk about today, I wanted to actually go over Space Jam. I actually watched it. And at first, I was kind of skittish. I was kind of like, should I watch it? Should I not? Should I keep the old memory in my head of Jordan? Should I let it get tainted? But I like LeBron. I like LeBron a lot. I personally think he gonna pass Jordan up, um, as being number one, but we'll see. But what I want to talk to you about is I want to go over the psychological aspects of Space Jam from my personal perspective. This is just from my personal perspective. One of the things I would like to say that anybody that loves basketball, like really sports in general, like if you got a competitive edge, or if you like sports, or if you have a hint of liking basketball, those are some of the people that's going to watch that movie. Anybody that likes video games, I'm not trying to give you a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but if you like video games, that's going to suck you in as well. They have uh, I guess you could say a theme for that as well. Anybody that like cartoons, of course. Anybody that likes Looney Tunes is also gonna tune in. Now, if you just took those four areas, sports lovers, video game lovers, cartoon lovers, and Looney Tune lovers, you're gonna get a movie that's gonna do some decent numbers. But when you also put LeBron James in it, no matter what it is, 9 times out of 10, it's at least gonna break even. But you have the likes of characters such as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Foghorn Leghorn. Uh, the older adults, such as I and people older than me, can also remember those characters or still watch them. So we're at least going to tune in because they've been part of our vibration for so long. Anybody that likes Michael Jordan, they're also going to watch it as well because they don't know if he's going to be in it or not. Anybody that hates LeBron, we ain't gonna name no names, but anybody that hate LeBron is gonna watch this because they're gonna want something bad to happen to him. And we'll talk a little bit about that later too, just from my personal perspective. Anybody that likes Wonder Woman, when you hear about her, you're gonna get tuned in. Animal lovers, anybody that likes animals, and all this stuff gonna make sense in the end. Adrenaline, anybody that likes adrenaline. Now, before I go in the full detail and get a little bit heavy, I just want to talk to you about um, the quote unquote top around this movie. One of the main things um, is this one gonna be better than the first, or was the first one better than this one? From my personal perspective, I'm gonna tell you at the end, but I will say this: comparing the two, this one is most definitely more relevant. Take Jordan out, take LeBron out. This one is much more relevant. Why is that? When we talked about animal lovers and adrenaline and things of that nature, anybody that loves anything is going to be emotionally attached to it. So if you have like if you really grew up on Bugs Bunny and you really like Bugs Bunny or hating, when you hear the name, it's going to trigger some type of response. You're going to have some type of response conditioning from your experiences with Bugs Bunny. So taking that into account, if you like Bugs Bunny, you're going to be sucked into this through the duration of the whole movie. All this is pretty good, actually. The science behind it is what I'm talking about. To go a little bit deeper, anybody that likes electronics and anybody that likes sassy females, that as well. So I want to go deep, but give me 1 second. I'm going to go in. The theme of the movie, I like it a lot. The theme, like the overall thesis or the overall theme, what they wrote around, I really like that. And we'll get into that in a minute. But I really like that. Some of the things that I did not like, some of that camera work, I didn't really like it because you have some scenes that was perfectly balanced. The ISO was good and things of that nature. And you had some scenes, green screen scenes that you like, come on, bro, like y'all could have did a little bit better than that. That digital really takes away from it. It's almost 3D. So I don't know if the aperture was wrong. I don't know what they did. I wasn't there, but some of their scenes was off. Because it set the mood. So outside of those things, I was able to stay interested. I was able to follow it. And I'm going to admit, when it first came on, I was like, ooh, LeBron, yikes. But then as I sat and got into the storyline, because LeBron is not an actor. You know, he's a professional basketball player. So he could definitely get a pass. And he's doing something great, in my opinion. So once I got used to his acting level, I was good. Now, let's get into some deep stuff. Let's get into some little bit heavy stuff. There were tons of subliminals. What is a subliminal? A subliminal is a message that you're getting and not even knowing you get it. It's like advertising. You hit with it so many times a day, you probably don't even think about it. Close your eyes. What color is the Dunkin' Donuts sign? I ain't mean to get them a shout out, but you saw it in your head. You know, the colors. You know what I mean? Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's in your head. So there were tons of subliminals. I'm going to go with one. Now, when we look at, because I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't seen it, but I'm going to spoil a little bit. One of the main themes, was about a father-son relationship. Technically, it was about a family. It was about a family relationship. And to be honest, I saw myself in the story a little bit. So it definitely pulled me in as far as being, I ain't going to say hard on my boys, but expecting greatness from them or expecting a high expectation. I'm going to just leave it like that. So I can relate to that. And I actually learned something. Because the story theme, I'm going to tell a little bit of it. The theme was basically saying the little boy, which is LeBron's son, he wanted to do his own thing. But LeBron being LeBron, of course, he wanted to be a basketball player. So not in a negative way, but like he just basically helped him out with whatever he needed, wanted him to be great. But the little boy wanted to be himself. But LeBron wasn't hearing that. LeBron saw greatness in his son and what he wanted for him and how he could support him, which is not bad at all. But his son saw basketball maybe, but I want to do something else. And it was a struggle there. The struggle was LeBron being in control or his son being in control of his own life. Now here comes the conflict. I'm not going to spoil it, but throughout the movie, you have a bunch of subliminals. You got Nike symbols. Going in. You have monster symbols. You have At the end, you got Roscoe Chicken and Waffles. Now, all these were probably advertisers. So you got a bunch of advertisements in there. I ain't gonna give you all of them because you can watch for them, but it's a bunch of advertisements in there. Another thing it talks about, it's a lot of subliminals about, this is the heavy part, y'all, about the future. Now, I'm about to get real serious. Now, again, this is just from my personal perspective. This is not, this is from me. I'll take a sip of help me stay healthy. Lemon water, lemon lime water. This movie go deep. So y'all gotta follow me. I'm not gonna backtrack. I'm gonna just go forward because this is some heavy stuff. When I talked about all of these different pull-ins, adrenaline people are like this type of stuff. They got characters in there. Speedy Gonzalez. If you like Speedy Gonzalez, that's a Mexican, mouse. Anybody Mexican, he's speaking Spanish. I ain't gonna say anybody, but that's something they can relate to. That's gonna pull them in. But the heavy part was this. The reason why I'm laying that foundation is because the goal was to pull as many people in as possible. As many audiences that you can get to watch this movie. That was very, 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 very important. And this is why. The reason why it's important is because, gotta speak light. This movie can, quote unquote, possibly be basically telling the future. What do you mean by telling the future? What do you mean? Well, if you listen, I'm going to tell you. For those that's listening, this is very, very, very important. If you listening, you're meant to be here. I hope you catch it if you watch this. When you watch this movie, it's unconnected. I'm going to keep rolling. This says unstable, but I'm going to keep going. When you watch this movie, it's telling you about the future. Allegedly, it talks about it shows you the matrix. It's a subliminal right here on the left hand side at the bottom of the screen. As LeBron going into cartoon land, as he's falling, you're going to see the matrix. That's letting you know that they're introducing you to the real matrix. The real matrix. Not the fake matrix, not the movie matrix. They already did the introduction with the old one. So we have an idea. That's like a soft conditioning when we talk about behavior. It's like if I'm going to give somebody an activity to do, let's say if there's just some puzzle cards and there's 3 cards together, I would model it at first. Then I would hand over hand with them and show them how to do it. Then I would have them do it themselves. You see what I'm saying? Then once we did it again, they already had experience. So it's like a soft introduction because they've already done it. So same thing with the Matrix, same thing with this movie. The Matrix was the foundation to get your mind molded to be able to comprehend what's coming. Because this all is set in part systematically. Usually it's 10-year clumps. And the 10-year clumps, usually something drastic or dramatic happens to shock the energy, to shake things up. Because it's always an energy shift. They know it. I ain't gonna go into detail about that. But it's always an energy shift. They got astrologers, they following the planets. When I say they, the people in the know. It ain't good or bad. They just know what they're doing. I can't even knock them because they in the knowledge. The thing I could knock them about is hiding the knowledge. That's what I knock them about. Because keeping it real, keep it 100, especially if you from the hood. If you find a lick You know what I'm saying? That's really like, you know what I'm saying? Why would you tell everybody else about your lick? You know what I'm saying? We got people talking about, you know, these robbery boys type people, oh, they shouldn't be taking the pack. Guess what? The people in charge taking the pack. They holding the pack, taking the pack, holding the pack. Sometimes they let it out, sometimes they bring it in. Let's get back to this though. We need to stay on track. But they introduced you to the matrix. Okay? That's the foundation. What they're doing in this movie is they're actually pulling you in. What are you talking about pulling you into the matrix? You got to listen, okay? With both ears. Technically, I need your spiritual ear too for you to even catch it. In this movie, one of the first things they're talking about is plugging into your phone. Literally. Literally, literally, literally. Not figuratively, literally. Basically, in the future, if you ain't using one of these, and if you're not connected, it could be Bluetooth. We already know the chip. We already know the chip gonna be in somebody and in the phone. You see AI, what they doing over in China? They got face recognition and all of that going on over there. We ain't gonna talk about that in this video. But you're gonna be connected to your phone. In this movie, they showing you if you're not connected to this phone, you're missing out. You're like an outcast. Now we're gonna go a little heavier. They also talk about this phone. They talk about with this phone, you're going to be able to visit other quote unquote galaxies, other realities, but they're going to create them. They're going to create these realities. The technology is already there. We ain't got to go into brain capacity versus storage for good. We ain't even got to go into that. They can store as much information as they want. Let's put it that way. When you look at this movie, is basically mirroring and showing you the future is in your phone. The future is in virtual reality. The future is AI, whether you like it or not. Now, regardless of what you feel, it is the future. Now, you don't got to go along and they show you that in a movie. Bugs Bunny, he didn't go to the new world. He didn't go to the new digital stuff. He didn't go try to find something new. You know what I'm saying? The Looney Tunes got rocked to sleep and they left what they was originally here for to go pursue something else because somebody told them that wasn't what they were supposed to do. Who told them? The God of that world. Yeah. The God of that world LeBron got sucked into, that cartoon world. It was a God in there. It was a God in there. And he told Bugs Bunny and his boys, and everybody, y'all washed up, y'all ain't got to be here, y'all could go do something else. The world is bigger than this. Psyched them out of what they were supposed to be doing. Psyched them out of their purpose. Their God, that world, psyched them out of that purpose. I want you to get that. Hold that. Also, they made the God of that world black. Why? Now, when you talk about a God is not a human unless we deify. I don't want to say him or her. Deify means basically saying, we love Michael Jackson, he's a God. Boom. We deify and make statues, we worship and we create a holiday. Bop. It is what it is. Well, that world dude had control. So they deified him and he was black. And he had a lot of trickery going on. The thing is, though, gods don't have no color. Gods could change color. They don't adhere to time, none of that. So in this world, he had the face of a black man, but the tendencies of an oppressor. I'm gonna put it like that. Oppressor's coming out of colors, but it's been it's been a hue or a color that's it's been very consistent for a while. Now, a lot of heavy subliminals in there as well. If your kids is watching this, all around the basketball court, they got zombies, they got horror movie killers, they got, I don't want to go into detail, you have to watch it. They have a lot of horror movie killers at a children's basketball game. Why? Mixed with cartoon characters. Why? For one, marketing, to get the younger kids used to seeing these characters. Again, if they see one they're familiar with, the one they're standing next to is a subliminal message because it's getting in their subconscious mind. So when they see that character, they can be like, oh, that was the character in Space Jam 2. What's his name? Oh, and then a movie come out, they start advertising it. Oh yeah, from Space Jam 2. Yeah, right. Keep advertising, control your brain. Pop, you're going to see the movie about 100 mil. Now, it was also some, I'm going to just say one, and I'm going to leave it at that. One inappropriate innuendo, and it involved LeBron and a spider. I ain't going to go into detail, but LeBron was going up, getting ready to go take the ball up, and it was a female spider standing over him, okay? To me, the female spider was not an African-American spider. I'm just keeping it real from the jargon and from what I see as a character. It's a spider, though. The spider was over LeBron like this, legs like this, and she started like hitting LeBron. All you saw her was doing this, and she's like, do you like that? Do you like that? And LeBron doing like this. And then at the end, she's like, you like that, didn't you? Or something along those lines. But again, another subliminal. We're going to leave that right there. It was some heavier ones in there too. One in particular, so you have foghorn leghorn, right? That's the chicken. Or that's the rooster, quote unquote, or the cock. So in the movie, when they was winning and Foghorn Leghorn did something good or gangster, I'm gonna let you watch it. But the guy said, I've been cock-a-doodle-doo. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. I've been cock-a-doodle-doo. Leave that right there. Now, it shows that here was the heaviest part, and we're gonna get ready to end. It had other subliminals of the Matrix in there. It had the gunshots, doing a little dodging the bullets. I ain't gonna go into detail because I ain't gonna ruin it. But the biggest part was this, y'all, for me, just for me. At the end of the day, we gonna have a choice according to this movie and from what I got from it. You're gonna have a choice. You're gonna have a choice. You ain't gonna be forced to plug in. It's gonna be pressure though. But you ain't gonna be forced to plug in. But if you don't plug in, you're gonna get left behind. Remember that movie Left Behind in the book? Getting snatched up to heaven. You ain't talking about that heaven. See, people, it's the virtual. It's gonna snatch you up. They're gonna create a God. The thing is, it's gonna be just like in the Matrix. You're gonna be able to create the perfect world. You could tell them everything you want, everything you like. It's probably gonna be when you get a certain age, 18, 19, 20, whatever, is when you be able to create your life or whatnot. And the reason being is because what does the mimicker, what does the mimicker try to do to the divine or the nature or to the universe? It mimics it, but it's a mirror. It makes it backwards. Now, I'm not gonna go into detail about who doing it, why they doing it, because I don't know. I do research, but we don't know the people that's really, 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 really in charge. It's probably a God himself walking the earth. We don't know. But I will say this, and we're going to end. You're going to have a choice. You're going to have a choice to plug in, or you're going to have a choice of staying in the old world. This physical world is the old world. The mimicker, he wants to mimic. See, you can manifest anything in this world. You could create this world. It's just a slower process and there's other things you have to do, which they know and they have done. Henceforth, they're in control. But if they could rock us to sleep to a point where we ain't even trying to get out to do what the divine wants us to do, that God wins. That God wins. Who is that God? Another video. But the God of that virtual world, just like in this movie, wins. And the thing is, another thing that I caught in this movie, that as long as you playing by the rules and they winning, oh, good job. You're doing good. But as soon as you playing by the rules and you start winning or we start winning, oh, nah, that's a problem. You cheated. It's a problem. Nope. We can't even follow them rules no more. We got to make up some more. Is it the universe manifesting itself? It always has a purpose, of course. Sometimes we got to wait it out. So this matrix thing, did it already happen before? Are we going through it again? We don't know. All we know is we right here, right now. And it's moving toward that. So, well, I'm going to say something, but I ain't going to say that. A lot of things have been foretold. If you do research, if you read, it's been foretold. They've been tapped in for a long time. People tapping in right now. Some people that's tapped in is giving you some information. Use, if not, don't. You know what I'm saying? But this movie, when you watch this movie, all I'm gonna say is more than just some characters. It's a lot of deep messages. But that being said, I ain't gonna make this too long. Did I like it? Yes. If I had to go A, B, C, D, F, I give it a me, knowing the other messages and what they showing, by giving us a glimpse of the future. They're exposing the kids to it. That's gonna be their regular. The matrix living is gonna be their regular. Like the virtual reality now, that's gonna be their life. Like that's gonna be their regular. Just like cell phones. We did not grow up on cell phones. No, we had pagers, 2 ways. I had the first cell phone, that big thing. It was huge. Bill $500 a month. It was crazy. But now they this little. We ain't even gonna be able to conceive what's going on because they gotta feed it. They feed it to us little by little. Last but not least, the grid. Remember I told you a while ago, if you was paying attention, this was like a year ago, that the Rockefellers sold a lot of their gas energy. They basically got out of gas and got into electric, solar, things of that nature. Majority of the appliances in your house, what do they run on? Electric. What is cars moving toward? Electric. What is a person's polarity? It's electric. So if they're controlling the electric grid, if they're controlling the electric grid and you plugged in, they could cut you off when they want to. Once you got what they need to plug you in, they could cut you off when they want to. Is it good? Is it bad? I ain't say I was for or against it. It just is what it is. As a philosopher, I'm just bringing you the information. Do what you want to do with it. I don't feel no way about it. I know what I got to do. But look at this movie. You could watch it for entertainment at first, but then slice it up. You probably find more stuff. I'm going to watch it one more time probably tonight, see what else I could find. And I'm going to just hold that personally. But basically, Space Jam 2 is psychologically, it's telling the future. It's just what it is. That being said, a possible future, a big possibility of a future. That being said, till next time, peace.